British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer says he has no intention of stepping down despite increasing pressure following a disastrous set of local election results for the Labor Party. Dozens of Labor MPs are now calling for his resignation. However, several senior ministers publicly backed the Prime Minister as they left Tuesday's cabinet meeting earlier today. The challenge for Labor is that there is currently no clear front-runner to replace Sir Keir Starmer. Joining me now from London is Bénédicte Paviot. Bénédicte, Sir Keir Starmer so far resisting enormous pressure to stand down, but how long can he remain defiant?
Well, that is indeed the question. Definitely embattled, definitely under pressure. This is quite an extraordinary, dramatic situation in that we have now more than 80 MPs who are calling for Keir Starmer, the leader of the governing Labour Party and therefore the Prime Minister, to stand down. But he is going nowhere. He is absolutely defiant, and I understand that he started this morning's cabinet meeting by saying, and I quote him, "The country expects us to get on with governing. That is what I am doing and what we must do as a cabinet." And then we got an interesting detail from one of the ministers who came out, the Work and Pensions Secretary, Pat McFadden, who, by the way, has just gone back in for more talks with Starmer. And he very clearly said no minister had actually challenged Keir Starmer during that cabinet meeting. Many ministers coming out, not speaking. The ones that did speak were the ones that were loyal to Keir Starmer. But meanwhile, above and beyond the more than 80 MPs calling for Keir Starmer to quit, we've had another resignation, that is of Jess Phillips, the safeguarding minister, and I'll just resume what she said to 4 words. Deeds, not words, matter. So she's definitely referring to the reset, back me or sack me speech yesterday made by Keir Starmer, which clearly did not convince her, as it hasn't convinced other disgruntled MPs. And all of this, of course, Annette, is on the back of last Thursday's disastrous, no other word, thrashing of the Labour Party across England in council seats, mayoralties, and also in the devolved parliaments of Scotland and Wales. So an embattled Prime Minister, but who is absolutely clear and very much saying, I'm going to remain here. I have been given a direct mandate by the general election in July 2024, and, put up or shut up. Then put up a candidate if you can.
And, of course, all of this happening just 24 hours before the King is set to address Parliament, Bénédicte.
Unprecedented, extraordinary. Perhaps somewhere in Keir Starmer's thinking, he is also thinking it is unthinkable for the King to read that speech in the House of Lords, and you're going to have incredible spectacle, which we're going to cover and we're going to carry live, where you will have MPs from the House of Commons who are invited to go to the House of Lords. So at the front row, standing, not sitting, standing, we will see Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister. Next to him, Her Majesty's opposition leader, Kemi Badenoch, the leader of the Conservatives, as the King reads out a speech. It is one of the set pieces, the biggest set piece in a legislative process. And what is in that speech and who's written it? Well, what is in it is the legislative programme that the government of Keir Starmer proposes for the coming months and year. And who's written it? The government. But it's read by the monarch, the head of state. So quite an extraordinary situation where roads just around us are barred in preparation for that grand opening, state opening tomorrow lunchtime of Parliament, and where we have this embattled, defiant Prime Minister with more and more MPs calling for him to quit, now some junior ministers quitting, and 2 rivals are in the fray at the moment. Well, one particular one, Wayne Streeting, the Health Secretary, who walked out without saying anything. It is seen that if there was a contest really quickly, he would be the one who would stand to win, it is thought. But another interesting arrival today in the British capital, the King of the North, as they call him, Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Greater Manchester, has been spotted and photographed. Of course, lots of journalists are trying to get to him and speak to him. He hasn't, as far as I know, yet said anything. And he would need to become again an MP because he wants to be, switch the letters around, not just an MP, he wants to be PM.